What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Monday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt. And we are back after a very busy day yesterday. The Discord channel was a lot of fun. If you guys are not on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, you need to be there. But if you are on there and you come over to the Daily Juice channel in our Discord, understand the purpose of it, right? It's where I go and post plays. Lots of people do that, but I'm really one of the most active people on BettingPros on the Discord channel. I was the one that, we started the Discord channel for the Daily Juice. If you want to go back as to like why, and the former head of the company, head of BettingPros, Dan Harris, he came to me and said, hey, we're starting Discord. You need to get into this and be involved in it. And I've been into it and involved in it. I think we started it like in May of 21. I think that's when we started it. So we've been going now. There's over 65,000 people who are in the Discord channel. Okay. It's highly active. I'm not the only Betting Pros person in there. Obviously, there's numerous, but I am very active. A lot of you got caught. You exposed yourself and got caught. If you do not listen to this podcast and you do not hear the strategy in what I am playing, that is on you. If you bet all the dogs yesterday and went off and did your Easter, you got hammered yesterday. You got killed. So do I feel badly? No, because I told you what I was going to do and you simply chose to not do it. I even warned you. I said, hey, this is going to be a strategy. This might work. It might not work, but we're going to try it because there's 4 games. 3 of them are big dogs. Let's figure out if we can try to middle and get a 10-point middle. We never came close to getting a 10-point middle in any of the games. In fact, the first game was so lopsided, I couldn't even get out of it. Luckily, pre-flop, I went and told you guys, I took the team total. And I was on Sports Grid TV doing this as well, but I took OKC's team total over 122.5 for the game. That cashed. That saved me from the loss on Memphis plus 13.5. But officially, there was not any play to come in. That wasn't an official play on the over for OKC team total. So we lose. We lose on Memphis. We lost a unit. But Miami was catching 12.5, and we came back with Cleveland minus 10, which did cash, down 0.1 in that game. Then Orlando was catching 13.5, and we came back with Boston minus 9. There, we lost 0.1 units there. We lost 1.1 units on that, but Golden State won the game outright and covered. We won a unit there. So overall in basketball, those 6 bets we're down 0.3 units. That's nothing. That's a paper cut. Not a big deal. If you listened, if you followed directions, if you did not, you got killed. Because every bet on this page is wrong, including the Cavs winning, the Hurricanes winning, and then the Nationals winning game 1. I can't believe how many of you guys bet game 1. Game 2 lost. Game 1 won. So you won the parlay. If you bet Cavs, Hurricanes game 1 and bet the Nationals, you won. That cashed. 8 straight losses for the Rockies. They won game 2. Why? Because oftentimes teams split doubleheaders. That's why I only bet it because the Brad Lord guy was pitching on Easter. That was funny. Okay. So that was just like a fun thing. So we're down 0.8 units on the day, which is nothing. Okay. It's less than a unit. We had a winning week. We had a very good week. Just one of those situations. But again, if you're somebody who fast forwards or you know somebody who fast forwards, stop. Okay? Just stop. This podcast is 15 minutes. If you can't listen for 15 minutes, you are going to get what you deserve. And I don't feel bad for you guys who came into the Discord channel and were like, what happened, Matt? That was a horrible day. No, it wasn't. It played out perfectly, exactly how I thought. I gave you guys I gave you a second Easter parlay, the Angels and the Padres. That hit, came in and got that. There was some other stuff that I had in. I had like 18 bets yesterday. It was ridiculous how many plays I made yesterday. I won money yesterday. Officially down 0.8, but I personally up 2 units. We did well yesterday. So, it is what it is. So I've got a hockey play, I've got a basketball play, and I have a baseball and NBA player prop parlay to give you guys because it's for fun. It's Monday. I don't go crazy on Mondays. We start the week relatively small, but I've got a couple plays I'll explain here in just 1 second. But before we do anything, let's remind you about the player prop contest going on right now with BettingPros. It is for free. The round 1 prize is a Sean Kemp signed jersey. We're making picks every round of the NBA playoffs. It's open right now. Enter for free by going to bettingpros.com/playoffs or go to the BettingPros app. The grand prize winner will receive a signed Allen Iverson jersey. It runs throughout the entire postseason. Enter now, join now at bettingpros.com/playoffs. And if you're looking for a place to jump in and play, FanDuel has the offer that's available still to Daily Juice listeners. You guys have heard me say this before, but with FanDuel, they're going to boost your bets. New FanDuel customers can bet $5 and win $250 in bonus bets if that first bet hits. Just head over to bettingpros.com/FanDuel to get started. That's bettingpros.com/FanDuel and make your plays on FanDuel today. And you can make these very plays at FanDuel if you would like. All right, there's not going to be a whole lot of breakdown here. Let's start with the Clippers and the Nuggets. I'm betting money line. I'm not going to lay the 1.5 points. It's only minus 115. I'm going to lay the money line on the Clippers. Look, you can talk about zigzag theory if you want, but this was a 2-point win for the Denver Nuggets in game 1 in overtime, in which realistically the game shouldn't have gone to overtime. You had big shots hit by Russell Westbrook. If he keeps on doing that, tip of the cap, and most likely the Clippers are going to lose the series. But I thought they would split in Denver, and I still think they're going to split in Denver. And I think we're going to see a big game out of Kawhi Leonard here today. I think the Clippers will make some pretty big adjustments as to what Denver did. And I think the defense will be stepped up a notch even more so for the LA Clippers here against the Nuggets. I don't think they want to go down 2-0. It's not over even if they do go down 2-0, but this is going to be a very big game in this series. I think the Clippers win this. They even up their series at 1 game apiece. I'm going to lay the money line for 1.15 units down. Clippers to beat the Denver Nuggets to even up their series at 1 game apiece here tonight. I'm not going to bet the Pistons and the Knicks. I do have a player prop play, though. I do think the Pistons are going to be live to cover and win the game. It's a really good in-game betting opportunity, so I'm going to look to in-game bet that tonight with the Knicks and the Pistons, but nothing pre-flop for that series for that game. Hockey. Can we talk about the number 1 team at home this season that nobody is believing in the LA Kings? It is a little bit remarkable. The LA Kings this year at home had a ridiculous record of 31, 6, and 4. They were just 17, 19, and 5 on the road this season. Now, hockey in the playoffs is different. I will completely concede that. However, in the regular season, LA won the season series 3-1. The only game that they lost was 1-0 in Edmonton. They won 4-3, 3-0, and 5-0 in Edmonton. Went 2-0 at home, 1-1 on the road against the Oilers. These teams have met a ton in the playoffs. Oilers are not going in the right direction. And I get a pretty good price. I get the Kings at minus 115 on the money line to win game 1. I don't trust Skinner in this series. I think the Kings have played so well at home. They have so much energy and positive momentum going into this game here. The Oilers are kind of the opposite. They went 23-16-2 on the road this year. And while that's nothing to shake a stick at, Game 1 energy for the LA Kings after winning 31 games at home. They're so comfortable in their home ice, in their home barn. So comfortable. Sorry, the dogs are doing dog things. I don't like the dog in this game. I like the favorite. Give me the Kings. Minus 115 for the Kings at home on the money line to win Game 1 to beat Edmonton. Now, the Boston Red Sox are playing a very early game. If you wake up late or you're a West Coast person, this is an 8 a.m. start on the West Coast. Okay, 8 a.m. If you're not up and you can't parlay this, I understand. Just bet the parlay on the prop, and that's it. Bet it straight. Okay, so if you miss the baseball play, not a big deal. It's not very expensive. It's like minus 115 to bet the NBA player prop here. So don't flip out. Not that big of a deal. Bet a full unit if you want. But the Red Sox are playing the White Sox. Walker Buehler to the mound. The Red Sox, this is the annual Marathon Monday game. Gorgeous weather. It's going to be 71 degrees. Tough for the runners, like really tough for the runners. And I don't know if anybody in your family's ever run a marathon, but you really kind of want it in like the 50s and overcast. You don't want 72 and sunny. While it's great to watch the marathon, it's not great to really run a marathon in that weather. So going to feel for the runners a little bit. It's going to be a cooker for them to go out there and run 26.2 miles. But the Boston Marathon is a gigantic thing for people from my neck of the woods. It's Patriots Day. It's a special holiday. It's everybody in New England, everybody in Boston, school's out and no one, banks are closed and state houses are closed and everything else. The Red Sox lost 8-4 yesterday to the White Sox, and they should not have lost to the White Sox. They went up 4-2. They scored 4 runs in the first 2 innings and then didn't score again the rest of the way. Red Sox are taking heat for this. They're 3-3 this year against the White Sox. That's not good. But they're playing them here this morning at Fenway Park, and I think Boston wins the game. But I don't know behind how much. They won 4-3 in the second game in extra innings, which wasn't easy for them to do. That was a hard game. It shouldn't have been hard, but it was. They won 10-3 in the first matchup, and hopefully that's what it's going to be like. I do lean towards the over 9 in this game because of the weather and because of the pitching matchup that we're going to see with Jonathan Cannon going against Walker Buehler. Now, Walker Buehler's been somewhat pretty good at home. Walker Buehler gave up 5 earned runs against the Cardinals. The team won the game 13-9. But since then, he's only given up 1 earned run and 2 earned runs to Toronto and Tampa Bay. So I don't mind Walker Buehler having a better start here today for the Red Sox and shutting down the White Sox bats. But the Cannon kid, Jonathan Cannon for the White Sox, has not been good. He's given up 6 on the road, 3 earned runs and 6 earned runs in his last start on the road. At home, he's not bad. No earned runs against the Athletics and no earned runs against the Angels in his 2 starts at home. But on the road, different story for Jonathan Cannon. So I do like the over, but I'm going to take the Red Sox money line, which is minus $3, which is pretty expensive. I'm not betting that. Even the run line's too expensive. I'm going to parlay it with an NBA player prop. Malik Beasley of the Detroit Pistons. This will give you something to watch for the Pistons and the Knicks game before you watch the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Nuggets. Beasley, the last 3 games, has gone over for this. Over the points, rebounds, and assists of 19.5. He had 26 in game 1 against the Knicks. He had 26 in the last game of the regular season against Milwaukee on the road, and then he also had 21 against Milwaukee at home. So last 3 games, he's gone over points, rebounds, and assists, 19.5. It was 16.5 in the first game against the Knicks in game 1. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. That's 26. This is not expensive, okay? You can bet this by itself. If you don't want to get involved with parlays, just bet this by itself. It's minus 115, minus 110, depending on the book you're looking at here for points, rebounds, and assists. It's a little bit juiced to the under. We're going to go over. Beasley's been scoring a lot here. Last 3 games, he scored 20, 23, and 21 points. They need him to score here against the Knicks, in particular with all the attention on Cade Cunningham. We're going to go over points, rebounds, and assists for Malik Beasley at 19.5 and parlay that with the Boston Red Sox money line. That is a plus 150 parlay for us here on that. I don't know if you can hear my dog going crazy at the moment, but I hope he's choking on something. I'm going to get to him here in just 1 second. But here's the plays for today. The Clippers money line, Kings money line, Beasley over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Parlay with the Red Sox money line for plus 150 for 1 unit. Let's go see what's wrong with my dog. Not good. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt every single morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.